How's it going, everybody? It's Lampini again. We have a Battlebots video here for you today. I know my content has been very different recently now that it's football season, but I made a point of telling you guys in week one that the Battlebots videos weren't going to stop, and I have a new one for you guys here today. So as you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about my newest iteration of my test box. So first things first, why did I decide to build a new test box? Well, it was good. I think that it was a good first attempt by me, but I kind of did it on the cheap. It was a little too small in my opinion. It was decent for driving around ant weights, but the beetle weights that I have, it was a lot more difficult to drive them around. There wasn't really a lot of space to drive them around, so I decided to make a bigger one. And in the hopes that maybe we could do some fighting in them. Which is something that we may do around the line. I need to get a second transmitter for that, but you may see some of my BattleBots fighting each other, which is going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, like I said, I made another test box because I wanted to drive my beetle weights around a lot more. And what I decided to do was make it 4 feet by 4 feet. I believe the last one was 2 feet by 2 feet. So I decided to make it 4 feet by 4 feet and a foot tall. That was ensured so that my tallest robot fatal deviation, his arm could swing all the way around. So I thought to myself how I was going to do this. I felt like the plywood floor was still going to work just fine. I went with a 4 foot by 4 foot sheet of plywood. The only problem is I had to cut it in half because it wouldn't fit in my car. So there's like you can see in the pictures here, there's a bit of a seam in the middle that I got like electric tape and taped around. I'm probably gonna have to retape that later, but it works. Like it's not terrible or anything. And I got these thicker pieces of wood for the sides instead of like the plywood and Lexan sides. I realized that wasn't really gonna be viable here. Lexan is expensive for one, so I decided to just stick with Lexan for the top and make it so that the sides were like an inch thick piece of wood. Like that's not going anywhere. It's way more sturdy. I also in my previous test box I had corner nut strips on each side, if you remember. I still did that with this one. I just got large nut strips again and put them on each edge of the test box. This just ensures that each edge is attached, each face of the test box is attached sturdily, and I think I did a pretty good job on that front. So if you remember from the old test box, the lid actually opened up, and that's how I would load robots in. I didn't think that was going to be quite viable this time just because it was bigger. Having a big hinge for such a large Lexan top, I decided to leave the top screwed on. And then what I decided to do instead was install a door on the side to load them in. So you can see a video here. I got a cute little door lock here that locks it in place, and I think it came along pretty darn well. Took me an entire weekend to do. I spent about 4 or 5 hours over the weekend, one weekend. This is before I started my full-time job, so I was trying to find stuff to do. But it ended up looking pretty good. As you can see, these are some of the final pictures that we got. Yeah, I really like it. This ain't gonna be a very long video. Just gonna update you on what I've been doing. I do have another BattleBots video coming up that I think you're gonna like more. But yeah, so that's the test box. It's all finished, so you know what time it is. I wasn't gonna do a test box video without getting you some action. So we got a Hypershock Hex Bug in there right now. And we're gonna tear him apart with Deathstalker. So let's go to the test box. All right, everybody, here we go. This is what you've been waiting for. We got a Hex Bug Hypershock right over there. All right, this is why we made the test box. So again, this is another thing I'm glad that I did this for. He has so much more room to move around, and I can also use this as a test box for the beetle weights because there's more space. But anyway, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. Oh, there we go. There goes one wheel. Ooh, all right, there goes another one. Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, man. Let's go after this guy here. Oh, all right, this is great. There you go. All right, let's get that last wheel. Oh, there it goes. Woohoo! Ooh, that was a rough shot into the wall. Still moving. Oh, there you go. Cut into the chest there. Oh boy. Another big shot. See, again, this is what's good. The blade and the mechanics are holding up. Oh, there goes the blade with the hyper shock. And there goes that again. Oh, man. Good grief. Well, I think that'll do it. It kind of totaled the hex bug a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So we're going to take him out and we're going to assess the damage. All right, guys. So first off, let's see how Deathstalker withstood that. As you can see, this is a different configuration for the nut strip. You can see the actual like screw part came off. So I drilled a hole in the base here and then added the blade. And it turns out it's still just as sturdy, as you can see. You know, it's still a little balanced. You can see it's a little bit uneven like that, but I can just do this and then keep it. But yeah, so it's working good. All the wiring is still in place. Like I said, he survived some pretty big hits, but happy with how he performed. So we're gonna go ahead and turn him off. I don't care. Yeah, I already did that, I'm pretty sure. Yep. All right, and now this is what was the Hypershock Hex Bug. So it looked like, well, let's see here. Where do I start? It looked, well, these wheels were just ripped from the foundation. This had very little damage. I imagine the first blow just kind of sent it flying. Looks like a lot of this just detached. You can kind of see here the little chunk of plastic I ripped out of that. That's probably the point of contact there. But I mean, you got that there. It just tore the wheels right out from under it, and then this obviously came out, and turns out it survived pretty well. The chassis, in a way. Not so much about all this, but yeah. So in conclusion, that is my new test box. You kind of got a chance to see it. We might actually start putting on some battles now. I just need a second controller, but once I get a second controller, we could probably start putting some battles on, like I said. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so that concludes today's video. I know this is a real short one, but I just wanted to update you guys on my robot progress again. Stay tuned for another video, because there's another video coming very soon that I'm actually in the process of producing right now. It's an update to one of my ant weights. It's one that I haven't really shown all that much, so y'all should get very excited for it, because it's going to be a good one. Peace out, guys. I'll see you later.